Tonight, thousands of Minnesota nurses are back on the picket line.
When I say contract, you say no. Contract.
This is day 2 of a 3-day statewide strike. Nurses like Angela Bichetti say they are fed up and underpaid.
We need to have say. We are tired of our hospitals saying we don't have enough. There's nothing I can do. That costs too much. But in the end, our patients are suffering.
In Minnesota, nurses from 15 different hospitals are asking for a 30% wage increase over the next 3 years. Before negotiations fell apart, those hospitals offered a 10 to 12% increase.
We've indicated a willingness to negotiate reasonable amounts above that. But right now, the nurses' position is just unrealistic and unaffordable.
But many nurses say they're at a breaking point. There was a nationwide nursing shortage before COVID-19. The pandemic made it worse. As hospitals across the country were pushed to the brink, life as a nurse became more complicated and more demanding, leading to a mass exodus. There are 37,000 fewer healthcare workers today than there were in February 2020, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, meaning travel nurses became increasingly vital. And that's part of the frustration. These nurses say hospitals are willing to spend a lot of money to hire travel nurses, but unwilling to offer similar salaries to their full-time workers.
We didn't want to come out here. We gave them that 10-day legal notice. But in the end, they could have avoided all of this. They're offering $9,000 to $13,000 for those travel nurses. They could have put a fraction of that into the nurses behind me and our patients. We wouldn't be here today.
Hey, everybody. So I wish you didn't have to be here, but that's what we have to do.
Minnesota's governor out showing support for the nurses today.
On behalf of 5.7 million Minnesotans, thank you.
The strike is set to end on Thursday, but the two sides are far from a resolution. Negotiations between 7 hospital groups and the Minnesota's Nurses Association failed last week. Negotiations set for Thursday have been canceled, a troubling sign as a recent survey showed almost 2/3 of nurses less committed to the profession post-pandemic, but perhaps a glimmer of hope in next door Wisconsin.
We're extremely pleased that we're able to work out an agreement to avert the work stoppage.
One of the state's largest hospitals narrowly avoided a strike just days ago after reaching an agreement with their nurses 24 hours before a planned walkout.
And Allison Barber joins us now on set. And Allison, thanks for being here. As you mentioned in your story, this strike already has an end date. So what happens if it ends without a deal?
Yeah, so the nurses say they will go back to work come Thursday if the strike ends without a deal. There's a window where there's the possibility of the union voting and saying, hey, we're going to strike again. But ultimately, they say that they are hoping that this strike and these 3 days are enough for the hospitals to realize they need to come back to the table and that they will restart negotiations. Whether or not that happens, that remains to be seen, but that's the hope, at least from the nurses union.
A lot to watch for later this week. Allison Barber, thank you so much.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.